Feeling overwhelmed by the noise in your own head, that constant loop of overthinking, those gut reactions, the imaginary problems that feel so real, you're not alone. Your biggest enemy isn't what's happening outside, it's the chaos inside. But what if you could find calm in the middle of a storm? The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the biggest empires in history during a time of constant war, plague, and political turmoil. Yet, through it all, his mind remained a fortress of calm. How did he do it? He mastered the art of clear thinking, and today, we're going to learn his secrets. The core Stoic truth he lived by is this: clarity doesn't come from getting more information. It comes from removing distortion. Most of us don't see reality for what it is. We see it through a lens clouded by our fears, our desires, and our ego. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to strip events down to their bare, objective facts. And that's where true clarity begins. His first principle was to separate fact from opinion. Think about it. An event happens, you get an unexpected bill, someone cuts you off in traffic. Immediately, your mind slaps a label on it. This is a disaster. That person is a jerk. This ruins my whole day. Marcus taught himself to press pause in that crucial moment. The event itself is neutral. It's just a thing that happened. Your judgment about it, your story, is optional. When you learn to detach the story from the event, the emotion loses its power and clarity rushes back in. Next, he practiced zooming out. So much of our anxiety comes from being zoomed in too close to our problems. We see them as huge, all-consuming obstacles. Marcus would constantly remind himself of his own smallness in the grand sweep of time and space. This problem you're facing, this insult someone threw at you, this frustrating delay. In the scale of your entire lifetime, it's just a tiny dot. And on the scale of all human history, it's practically invisible. This distance doesn't dismiss your feelings. It gives you perspective. And perspective is the antidote to panic. When you feel overwhelmed, it's usually because you're trying to process the past, the present, and 1,000 possible futures all at once. Simplify. Ask yourself this powerful question: what is actually happening right now? Not what happened yesterday. Not what might happen tomorrow. Just this single, present moment. When you reduce your focus to the one thing in front of you, the fog of confusion begins to lift. This leads directly to his fourth principle: control your attention. Your mind naturally follows your focus. As Marcus understood, what you feed your mind, you become. If you constantly consume chaos, endless news cycles, social media drama, gossip, your inner world will become chaotic. If you feed it discipline, focus, and reason, you become steady and centered. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Fifth, remove emotional language. Pay attention to the words you use in your internal monologue. Words like disaster, terrible, or unbearable. These aren't just descriptions, they are amplifiers. They pour fuel on the fire of your emotions and cloud your judgment. Marcus would replace these loaded words with neutral, objective descriptions. Instead of "this traffic is a nightmare," try "there are many cars on the road and movement is slow." Clear language creates clear thoughts. His sixth principle was to accept human nature. People will be selfish. They will be thoughtless. They will disappoint you. Marcus didn't waste his energy wishing people were different. He expected them to be human, with all the flaws that entails. When you stop demanding perfection from others, your mind stops fighting a battle it can never win. This acceptance of reality is a shortcut to mental clarity. Seventh, when emotions rise, return to reason. Marcus believed our rational mind was designed to be the governor of our emotions, not their slave. The next time you feel anger, fear, or panic starting to take over, just pause. Take a breath and ask yourself, what would reason do next? This simple question acts like a circuit breaker, cutting through the noise and allowing your calmer, wiser self to step forward. His eighth tool was the memory of impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Not this pain, not this problem, not this moment of joy. Everything is in a constant state of flux. When you truly internalize this, panic has no ground to stand on. The problem that feels like the end of the world today will eventually fade. This understanding doesn't create sadness. It creates a deep and abiding mental stability. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, focus on character, not outcome. Clear thinking isn't a trick to make sure you always win or get what you want. It's about ensuring you act with virtue and integrity, regardless of the outcome. Marcus focused on who he was being in the moment. Was he being patient, courageous, just? When your primary goal is to be a good person, external events lose their power over you. Clarity follows naturally because your objective isn't tied to the chaos of the world. Marcus Aurelius didn't control the Roman Empire by controlling events. He couldn't stop the wars or the plagues. He controlled his own mind. And that gave him a power that no external chaos could touch. Strip away your opinion. Zoom out and see the big picture. Focus on this moment. And let reason be your guide. That is how you find clarity, even when the world feels like it's falling apart. If this has helped you find a little more peace today, please consider following, subscribing, and sharing this video. Thank you for watching.